Hare Krishna, thank you for joining. Let's make a start within chapter 5 today. Instructions of Narad. So let's do Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jai Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Giravardhari, Jai Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Giravardhari, Yashodanandan Vrajjana Ranjana, Yashodanandan Vrajjana Ranjana, Yamuna Tiruvanchari, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svavatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vasamsha Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sagana Raghunatham Nitam Tam Sajiyam Sadhvetam Savadhutam Krishna Setam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shiva Shakharmitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastate Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanveshwari Rishabhanu Sutadevi Pranmami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatru Behascha Kirpa Sindhubevacha Paditana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo 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 Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasti Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mukam Kroti Vachalam Panginam Vikte Garim Yat Kirpata Mundashe Guru Dintaranam Paramananda Madhvam Shiktaneshram Hariyam Tassat Narayam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Sasvityasam Tato Jamaduriyat Nashtaparesha Abdureshu Nitam Bhagavad-Sevayā Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhakti Neshtaki. Hare Krishna. Okay, so chapter 5. Narada is now becoming more active in this. So we'll stop sharing this and we shall share this. Okay. So verse 1, chapter 5. Sutta avacha atham tam sukham asina upasinam brihit sharavaha devrishi praha viprashim vrina panhi samayan iva. So Sutta avacha said, Atha, therefore tam him sukham asinaha, comfortably seated, upasinam, onto one sitting nearby, brihat sharvaha, greatly respected, Dev Rishi, the great Rishi among the gods, said Viprashim unto the Rishi among the Brahmans, Veena Panhi, one who carries a veena in his hand, Samyan Eva, apparently smiling. So Sutta Goswami said, thus the sage amongst the gods, which is Narad, comfortably seated and apparently smiling, addressed the Rishi amongst the Brahmans, Ved Vyas. So Narad was smiling because he well knew the great sage Ved Vyas and the cause of his disappointment, as he will explain gradually. Vyasdev's disappointment was due to insufficiency in presenting the science of devotional service. Narada knew the defect and it was confirmed by the position of Vyas. So, it's mentioned that Narada Muni knew the cause and solution to Vyas's problems. He knew the reason, so he knew what the problem was, and he knew the antidote for that as well. And then Srila Prabhupada explained that Narada Muni was smiling because the sage had given so many literary contributions. Still, he was not happy. So, as we were discussing at the overview, that although Veda themselves was sufficient, it was Veda Vyas who was not happy with the results. There's something it felt was something missing. So still he was not happy. He was the incarnation of God Narayan. He appeared for spreading Vedic knowledge. So he just felt that his mission wasn't accomplished. What he wanted to achieve. He hadn't right hit the mark with all the effort he put in. He wasn't still satisfied with that. Okay. So text 2. Nardavacha Prashraya Mahabhaga Bhavata Kashchid Atmana Parityashati Sharira Atma Manas Evacha O Evava. Narad Vacha said, Prashraya, O son of Prashar. So Vyasadeva is son of Prashamani. Mahabhaga, the great fortunate, Bhavataha, yo, Kashchit, if it is, Atmana, by the self-realization of, Parityushyati, does it satisfy, Sharira, identifying the body, Atma, self, Manasaha, identifying the mind, Eva, certainly, Va, and. So, addressing Vyasadeva, the son of Prasha, Narad inquired, are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as objects of self-realization? This was a hint, so he's giving a clue by Narad to Vyasadeva regarding the cause of his despondency. So he's like revealing slowly, and you just let him think as well. Vyasadeva, as the descendant of Prashar, a greatly powerful sage, had the privilege of having a great parentage which should not have given Vyasadeva cause for despondency. Being a great son of great father, he should not have identified the self with the body or the mind. Ordinary men with the poor fund of knowledge can identify the body as self or the mind as self, but Vyasadeva should not have done so. One cannot be cheerful by nature unless one is factually seated in self-realization, which is transcendental to the material body and mind. So just say that again. Vyasadeva should not have done so. One cannot be cheerful by nature unless one is factually seated in self-realization, which is transcendental to the material body and mind. So, when we know we are this soul, then we know that this or the body, the material mind, material body is temporary, and we can observe the material body and the mind, and we can understand, why whatever is happening, why it's happening. So we know ourselves, we are eternal, we are blissful, and we don't get engrossed in the body and the mind. So it's explained, our goal is to rise above the physical plane, mental plane, and come to the spiritual plane. That is our natural plane, because we're just in illusion by thinking that we are the body and mind. That's not natural. That's not our natural position, and this material world is not our natural place either. It's not our natural residence. Otherwise, we'll always also be unsatisfied, because the satisfaction will be flickering and temporary. That's the nature of the material world, of the material body, of the material mind. So everything associated with material is meant to be temporary and flickering. So we are identifying with the separated inferior material energy instead of our superior spiritual energy. Of the 8 types of inferior energies, which is earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, and intelligence, false ego, this makes us act inappropriately and with confusion. Because we are superior energy, and when a superior energy is connecting or identifying with the inferior energy, there's bound to be confusion, right? Things are not as they should be. We're relying too much on the inferior energy. Intelligence gives us the discriminatory power to understand what's right and wrong. The 8 elements are in a hierarchy, the highest being false ego. So you can imagine, if of the 8 elements, the false ego is the highest, it's causing havoc within us. And then intelligence is under the influence of false ego. False ego means identifying with the physical and mental plane, eye, body, and mind. So the intelligence being under this false ego is of no help. Even our friend, the intelligence cannot help us, because it's being controlled by someone else, by the false ego, which is the intelligence of the pure devotee, the Mahabhagavata, which is the intelligence of Krishna coming through the disciplic succession. And when that intelligence is engaged on the physical and mental plane, we can act appropriately to fulfill the actual needs of the spiritual soul. So we need spiritual intelligence. Now because we are connecting with the material false ego, mind, body, we are thinking in a material way. With spiritual intelligence, how do we get spiritual intelligence? Through, obviously, from the scriptures. That's where, they teach us what the actual facts are. We don't know. And so when the intelligence is engaged on the physical and mental plane, we can act appropriately to fulfill the actual needs of the spirit soul. And that's what we're trying to learn, that we are spirit soul, and what the spirit soul requires, or what its activities, nature should be. So Narad Muni told Vyasadeva that you have just directed everyone to strengthen the relationship with the body and mind. That's so he's referring to the Vedas, that by the Vedas you're just telling everyone to strengthen the relationship. What we try to break free from, that connection with the body and mind. Now you are saying, have a strong connection with the body and mind. You're confusing people. Even after doing all that work, you're confusing people. By doing that, you have taken the people away from Krishna rather than bringing them closer. And that was why he was despondent. There's something, he's feeling that something I've done wrong here. Vyasadeva gave us the Vedas and Mahabharata, which are beneficial to some degree to elevate us gradually. But Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is giving the ultimate solution. So we don't have a long enough time span to be elevated gradually. It will take many lifetimes like that. We need something more powerful, which gives us the essence of what to do and how to advance quickly. Because really we don't have a very big lifespan. You see, when you think about it, it really is it's really, really short, Everything we do, all we accumulate for a very, very short time span. And as you get older, you realize that more and more, that all this, all that studying, all that working and building relationships was over such a short period, It's very, very small. Although it may seem like, we've been around here for a very long time, but when you think about it, it's really not that long, and time seems to speed up. As you get older, years tick by so quickly. I mean, look, next month we'll be halfway through this year. This time is just flying by. Okay. So instead of going gradually, lifetime after lifetime, but Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the ultimate solution. Instead of going gradually, lifetime after lifetime. So if you rely on the Vedas, you'll be coming again and again, elevating self in small percentages. It gives the perfect solution. You are a spiritual being. You need to connect with Krishna through loving devotion service. Connect to the source, then you can become satisfied. So don't take the staircase, take the lift, as we always say. So that's Nad Muni started explaining to him that what you've done was partly right, but that's not the real solution. You need to give something a bit more powerful in the Kali Yuga, because people don't have very long life expectancy, and then they need to work quickly and get through this easily. So 3. Jigasitam susma panam apite mahad adbhutam kritavan bharatam yasvam sarvartha paribhrimhitam. So jigasitam, fully inquired, susam panam, well versed, api, in spite of, te yo mahat adbhutam, great and wonderful, kritavan, prepared, bharatam, the Mahabharata, ya tvam, what you have done, sarv arth, including all sequences, paribhritam, elaborately explained. So your inquiries were full and your studies were also well fulfilled, and there is no doubt that you have prepared a great and wonderful work, the Mahabharata, which is full of all kinds of Vedic sequences elaborately explained. So what Vyasadeva done is, it's not like he's done anything wrong as such. It's just that he hasn't gone far enough yet. He needs to go a bit further and get the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam for those, for the serious people who are happy to elevate slowly, or want to enjoy sense gratification, want to enjoy the world. There's opportunity for them to, if they want to, if so wish, if they so desire, to elevate, slowly. So there's something for everyone. But for the serious people, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is required. So this responsibility was not due to Vyasadeva's sufficient knowledge. So he had all the knowledge. He just needs to go a bit further and apply that for the serious people. So gyasitam aditam cha brahma yattad sanatanam tathapi shochasi atmanam akrithartha eva prabhu. So jigyasitam, deliberated fully well, aditam, the knowledge obtained, cha, and brahma, the absolute, yat, what, tat, that, sanatanam, eternal, tathapi, in spite of that, shochasi, lamenting, atmanam, onto the self, ikrita, artha, undone, eva, like, prabhu, my dear sir. So you have fully delineated the subject of impersonal Brahman as well as the knowledge derived therefrom. Why should you be despondent in spite of all this, thinking that you are undone, my dear Prabhu? So the Vedanta Sutra or Brahma Sutra compiled by Sri Vyasadeva is the full deliberation of the impersonal absolute feature. And it is accepted as the most exalted philosophical exposition in the world. It covers the subject of eternity and the methods are scholarly. So there cannot be any doubt about the transcendental scholarship of Vyasadeva. So why should he lament? And so for number 4, it's mentioned that just like as Narad is referring to Vyasadeva as Prabhu, so he just called him Prabhu, my dear Prabhu. God is a person and we connect with that person. So God is not impersonal, he is also a person. We always have to be alert of material nature, just like a tugboat can pull a large ship because the engine of the large ship is off. We should always have our engine on and be alert. We should always engage our senses in the service of the Lord. State of fall is gradual and subtle. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we have to be careful with our dealings and our bhakti, and we have to be alert when we are what we do. We have to be alert of our anarthas, because anarthas are there, like bad habits that we might have, some things that really are not really good for our bhakti, but we've had those habits from the beginning, probably lifetime after lifetime. So we have to be conscious that, or at least be aware of our weaknesses and work on them. So Vyasavacha 5. Asti eva me sarvam idam vyaktam tathapi natma pratishyate me tanmulam vyaktam agad bodham prashchame tva atma bhavatma bhutam. So Vyas Vacha said, Asti, there is eva, certainly may mine, sarvam all idam, this tavya, by you, Uktam uttered, tathapi, and yet not Atma self, pratishyate, does specify me, unto me, tat of which, moolam root, avyaktam, undetected, agad bodham, the man of unlimited knowledge, prashchame, to inquire, tva, unto you, Atma bhav, self-born, Atma bhutam, offspring. Shri Vyasadeva said, all you have said about me is perfectly correct. So he agrees that yes, you're quite right, that I have all the knowledge, I have applied it, so why am I still not happy? Despite all this, I am not pacified. I therefore question you about the root cause of my dissatisfaction. For you are a man of unlimited knowledge due to your being the offspring of Brahma, who is self-born. So in the material world, everyone is engrossed with the idea of identifying with the body and mind, with the self. As such, all knowledge disseminated in the material world is related either with the body or with the mind. And that is the root cause of all despondencies. This is not always detected, even though one may be the greatest erudite scholar in materialistic knowledge. It is good, therefore, to approach a personality like Narada to solve the root cause of all despondencies. Why Narada should be approached is explained below. So next one. So 5. Yeah, so Vyasadeva agrees with Narada and accepts his mistake. Qualities of humbleness and meekness lead very quickly to spiritual realization. So instead of arguing, no, I did everything, no. I didn't leave anything undone. I don't know why I feel like this, but he's accepted Vyasadeva as his guru, and he's humbly inquiring from his guru to, just like Krishna and Arjun, I want to know why I do feel like this. Please help me. So Vyasadeva is also asking Narada Muni that I don't feel that I've done justice, and I have Hirdaya Durbalam, you could say, that I have this weakness of heart, that I've done everything, yet I'm not satisfied, or I'm not happy with what I've done, or what I'm doing. Please tell me what I should do. What is my duty? So qualities of humbleness and meekness lead very quickly to spiritual realization. If you are humble, if you're humble, but yet don't follow the instructions of spiritual master, so what is the point of being humbleness? So humble means that you take the instruction and try to understand it. Yes, this is good for me, and then you try to follow it. So in 6, Saivai Bhava Veda Samstaguyam Apastu Yat Purusha Purna Paravaresho Manasaiva Vishwam Shajati Avati Ati Gune Asangha. So Sathas Vai, certainly Bhavan, yourself Veda know, Samast, all inclusive, Guyam, confidential, Upasitha, devotee of, Yat, because Purusha, the personal Godhead, Purna, the oldest, Par Avarisha, the controller of the material and spiritual worlds, Manasa, mind, Eva, only, Vishwam, the universe, Sajati, creates, Avati, Ati, in highlights, Gunhi, by the qualitative matter, Asanga, unattached. My Lord, everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the creator and destroyer of the material world and the maintainer of the spiritual world, the original personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. So a person who is 100% engaged in the service of the Lord is emblem of all knowledge. Such a devotee of the Lord is full perfection of devotional service, is also perfect by the qualification of the personality of Godhead. As such, the eightfold perfections of mystic power, Ashtasiddhi, constitute very little of his godly opulence. A devotee like Narad can act wonderfully by his spiritual perfection, which every individual is trying to attain. Srila Narad is a 100% perfect living being, although not equal to the personality of Godhead. So he's a 100% perfect living being, although not equal to the personality of Godhead. So very important to understand that. So even our spiritual master, representative of God, we give them that position of Krishna himself in his external position, but we have to still remember that they are not God. It's about Sadhu Shastra and Guru as well. So we do humbly take the instruction, but we still have to make sure the instruction is in line with the Sadhu and Shastra as well. These three things have to combine. Sometimes, especially, you see many gurus, and then they do whatever they like, and people who follow them, who are diehard disciples, they just go along with everything the guru says, and they agree with everything. It may be wrong in the eyes of the law or other people, but they say no, our guru cannot do wrong. So that's just one example that guru is still human. So we have to be intelligent everything we have to inquire. Everything, Srila Prabhupada says, don't just believe everything blindly. Inquire, and people do inquire. They check everything with other acharyas. When you hear classes, you'll say, they say, oh, the acharyas have said, right? So people have checked with other acharyas that is this information in line with the parampara. So whatever the guru is telling, we respect it very humbly, but we also should have knowledge that this knowledge is coming through the parampara. We should have some indication of that what I've been told is the actual knowledge. Because if you're completely surrendered to that cause, and you have to make sure you go in the right way. So although not equal to the personality of Godhead, and personal Godhead is unlimited in every way, and jivas, whoever, maybe Brahma or Narad or anyone else, they are still limited. So Narad is 70% living being. He is connected fully to the Lord in his devotional service. Through his devotion, he transforms so many people's lives. He's so potent. He has transferred so many people. If you are humble but still don't follow the instructions of spiritual master, where is the humbleness? So we done that. So through his devotion, he transforms so many people's lives. If we are empowered, we can also help other people when we interact with them. So we can also do the same. Maybe not at the same level, but we can also follow in the path of Narad Muni. Narad Muni is a jiva, and like when you see a jiva in the high position of Brahma or Narada or Indra, right? These are jivas just like us. So it just gives us more confidence that it's possible to have that kind of level where we can really help people. But we just have to work at it, and we have to be sincere. So just on the 7th, last one. Tvam pariyatan arka iva trilokim antasjaro vayu iva atma sakshi prave brahmani dharmato vrithi sanattasyame nivnam alam vichakshva. Tvam, your goodness, priyatan, traveling, arka, the sun, iva, like trilokim, 3 worlds, anta chara, can penetrate into everyone's heart, vayu iva, as good as the all-pervading air, Atma, Atam, self-realized, Sakshi, witness, Para, aware in the matter of cause and effect, Brahmani, in the absolute, Dharmatha, under disciplinary regulations, Vratahi, in vow, Snatasya, having been absorbed in, may mind, Nunam, deficiency, Alam, clearly, Vichakshva, search out. So like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the 3 worlds. And like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. So Vyasadeva is glorifying Narad Muni. As such, you are as good as the all-pervasive super soul. Please therefore find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and vows. So transcendental realization, pious activities, worshipping the deities, charity, mercifulness, non-violence, and studying the scriptures under strict disciplinary regulations are always helpful. So 7. So Narad Muni is described as sun. He can travel anywhere and everywhere. He's like the super soul who knows everyone or everything. Krishna, through disciplic succession, tells us to surrender, but stay alert and cautious. Yeah, be careful what you surrender to, I guess. So it's also, anyway, I think we can leave it here and have a discussion between us. And so, yeah, so Narad Muni has come now to help Vyasadeva. I mean, you would think, when you see Mahabharata, Vyasadeva is like a big authority in there. But, we find that there's somebody always higher than us. It doesn't matter how big we get, somebody always higher than us. And just as well, it's a good thing because Vyasadeva is confused and he needs somebody higher than him to guide him, right? We all need guidance. So honestly, we can never be really puffed up about things and how big we have become, what level we have reached, because we all still can make mistakes and we can still all be despondent. We all still need help and guidance from time to time. If it's not from Narad Muni, from our elders, from our parents, our parents are always on a higher pedestal than us. So there's always somebody who is higher than us, and the final, the original is only Krishna himself. Everybody else needs help from time to time. Even Lord Brahma needs advice from time to time. So thank you so much. Oops. Right. Hare Krishna. Hani Mataji, how are you? Hope you recovered from 24-hour Kirtan.
Yes, Prabhuji, well, we had a busy Monday as well, so, and Prabhu not being well, so I'm planning to take him to hospital today in emergency, yeah. So I was just waiting for 24-hour Kirtan. So otherwise the GPs, they're just taking too long to get the results and everything.
All right.
I don't know whether you know, he's got like bad angina. He's having problems walking, breathing.
Yeah, he has mentioned to me at the program. Yeah. It's.
Yeah, the plan is I'll take him in the evening today. Because Anusura Mataji, she works in A&E. So hopefully it should happen.
So everything will be fine, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Anything you like to add, Mataji, on this? Oh.
It's just like, I was just relating to myself because I always used to say to my Prabhu, because there was feeling of unhappiness always. And you think like, okay, we got everything, what we want. We got good job, we got house, we got cars, what else you want, you got children. And then something was missing. And then when I came to Krishna consciousness, it was just like the last piece of jigsaw that was missing to make it a whole picture. So then I realized what was missing, and that's what gives you the true happiness, the devotional service, so the glories. And we know from Narada Muni as well, the association of devotees, how, because his mother was a maid servant, and so he used to be there, and how he was associating with the devotees and serving them. And his next life was Narad Muni. So we understand now what is the importance of devotional service and how important it is to rise above all this material life. Otherwise, it was all sense gratification. What we're doing, go to cinema. How can we be happy? And now the true happiness, because on the last day when they were started taking deities away, I just couldn't stop crying because it was so blissful. And so we do realize what is true happiness, where we find our true happiness, but still, because we have to do our other duties as well, so we are a bit stuck. But I always say it will be so nice if I said to Priya last year or 2 years ago, it will be so nice if we have like in India, they say the word locality, the town. I said, oh, the whole town is just the Krishna consciousness devotees, I said, it will be so nice. So, and then Kripamoy Prabhu, he said that as well, because he's only got like about 30 disciples. And he said, it would be so nice because like 30 disciples, one disciple cook once a month and all disciples get together. So it is so nice, then you get the association, then your workload is reduced. And that's the beauty, being in Krishna consciousness. So yeah, that is my dream as well to be where, we are not engaging with non-devotees. Then I think life will become easier. So because we are distracted and we just have to act differently when we are with non-devotees to some extent.
Mm.
And anarthas as well. So we have to keep a check, how we are doing. So then only we can make progress. Because I realized like I slipped and, getting angry and stuff like that. But we do realize, there's no point. We're just wasting our energy. So yeah, that's it, Roji. Yeah, I'll hear from you and Mataji.
Thank you, Mother. Yeah, I like your point about we have everything, and yet we still feel despondent. George Harrison, he said the same thing, that I realized that I got everything, but I still don't feel the happiness. And we find, this is a thing that we realize that we've achieved everything we wanted to achieve, and yet there's still something missing. Because when a child is crying, you can give him all the toys in the world, but if he's hungry, then you got to give him food, right? The toys are not going to help at that time. Otherwise, other times they're very, very useful to distract him for the things, but it does not fulfill his the hunger. So same with the soul, and this is what we've been discussing here, that the soul wants some. It can't just relate to the body and the mind in really, that is not satisfying. That's just temporary and flickering. It's not satisfying for the soul. The soul needs to connect with Krishna. It needs to glorify Krishna and remember Krishna, because that's what is left behind, right? It needs to connect with that, and then the satisfaction starts coming for the soul. So you're absolutely right. We're just finding happiness in the shadows. Not the shadow of a fruit. We're trying to fulfill a hunger with the shadow of a fruit, not the real fruit. Thank you.
And food for soul is like glorification of Lord. And also I've noticed how, although mind is so strong, but when the soul is getting the food, we forget about all the aches and pains. The mind then it's been overtaken, I think, by devotional service. Like I saw the difference in myself because I've got this pain in my leg for 4 months, and just 2-3 days before I didn't have any pain, and there because I was running around all 3 days, and I didn't feel any pain, Prabhuji, because our mind was engaged in Krishna. And yesterday again, my leg started hurting. So this is the difference, because mind, because always say, oh, the pain is there because mind is telling you, but when mind forgot, there is pain. So that's how powerful Lord's name is.
Absolutely, absolutely right. Doesn't it?
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, I don't know what others, even in Krishna consciousness, I feel very empty all the time. All the time, because I think of my anarthas. My chanting is not how we read that we should, our mind should not go here, there. And that is because we have got this body, and this body brings so much responsibilities. So I also always say to myself, wouldn't be so nice when we'll be with Krishna, serving Krishna, will not have this burden of material body, and
And the mind.
and the mind, of course, mind. And when we heard this morning that the false ego is the greatest of all we have got, it is the most superior thing, and then everything else follows it down. So I think that we are in a very difficult situation in this life. We are trying our best, but then we get hungry sometimes, isn't it? when we are doing, for example, we are chanting, we are enjoying our devotional service, then our stomach starts talking, and I say, oh, okay, it's time to take some prasad now. Then, and when we have done everything, then we know in this material life nothing gets done. There is next job waiting for us, next job waiting for us. So we are in a, like Prabhupada says, we are in a very bad bargain position, and we have to make best of it. Yeah, we all try to do our best. It might sound very dull, but this is how the reality is. This is what I have to tell myself, that Krishna is enjoying his Leela with us. If he wants, he can give us the right frame of mind. You know how there are big saints who are in so much pain, so much trouble, but still they can do the bhajan, still they can smile and still be happy. And I say to myself, little problem comes and our mind takes over. Our body might say, okay, it's fine, but our mind will say, no, this is big, deal with this now. And you just think that it's just a magic that we have come to Krishna consciousness, we enjoy everything, but really our souls long for that day when we will be away from all this and we will be in a spiritual body, like they say, it has got no problems, it has got no mind like we have, and the only competition there is how to serve Krishna nicely. There's no envy, there's no jealousy, and here sometimes we just make our mind free of everything, you know, we manage to, but then we realize, oh, something will come up, the mind will think of something, you know, some old thought will come and it will disturb your peace just like that. And you think, Krishna, what is this? Few minutes ago I was on a very smooth plane of bhakti, and what's happened now? So I think that's a reminder from Krishna that, look, you're still in this body, you have to deal with it, do the bhakti, and do your best. Yeah, I just hope that we also have Narad Muni coming to us at times when we get when we feel low, when we think that, oh, what can I do? How can I bring everything to normal? And then, yeah, in that case, we have got scriptures, we have to read from them and discuss them. That is our Narad Muni, isn't it? Narad Muni is not going to come to us as he came to Vyasji.
Maharaj and everyone, yeah.
So we have got these scriptures, and we have to, I think it's a good thing to get old in a way. I was thinking yesterday. The only way is up that way, isn't it? that we don't have to go through all that we have been through in our earlier life. We are getting closer to Krishna. But yeah, old age means body starts hurting you more, body starts annoying you, and body is not that fast as you want it to be. But yeah, just like a clock, keep ticking in this body, and hopefully Krishna will give us more intelligence and more resilience to deal with whatever comes in our way. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I think first thing we have to understand, we have to accept the fact that we are in a material body, and this material body is full of defects and problems. The mind is full of defects and problems, and we sometimes, you know, they can be hard to bear. You know, the mind, so many people with mental problems and physical problems, you know, they come, especially as we get older, as you mentioned, you know, you get more and more problems because body parts, you know, one thing or other will be causing some effect. So like that. So we just pray to Krishna that yes, we understand we have got this body, and but this body, we need Krishna, we need this body to get back home, right? We need this body to get back home, So it has to be in a working condition, it has to be a good instrument, and we're trying our best to look after it, in a which way possible we can, up to our limitations. So please help us so we can
give us good health.
so we can use this body to get. Otherwise, what chance have we got? This, because we are just rendered souls. We don't have, we have very limited independence over anything, and we have limited. We can only try and help our body, but ultimately it's in Krishna's hands. So we pray for ourselves, and we pray for Srila Prabhu and everybody else, that they can do the devotion service nicely and have a quality of life, because it's very important to have quality of life. So you can freely devote yourself to Krishna consciousness. So thank you so much, Mataji,
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
and please keep us posted of of Prabhu's recovery, and and what's happening now, what they are recommending. So
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
thank you, Mataji. And
I think these are the reminders from Krishna, so we don't get too attached to, because like